What's going on, everybody? Is your boy AALS3179. Today I'm going to be talking about the story I had a dream a while back called Luis Delgado. So, the plot story is in the year 1991, and it takes place in the city of Pomona, California, which is outside the suburb of Los Angeles, California. Luis Delgado was a nice, respectful young man. He was a favorite to his parents and his three older sisters, who has one of them who's studying to be a nurse down at the university down in San Francisco, California. One day, Luis Delgado was accused by a park ranger supposedly for touching his niece, Elizabeth, one of his closest nieces. Luis tried to explain, but everything went fatal because of his situation that he had to go through. So in this story, let's sit back and look at the story of Luis Delgado and how did he fought back his way up. So sit back, enjoy my story. In the suburb of Los Angeles, California, in the city of Pomona. In 1991, back then, smartphones, every those new technologies at the time didn't exist at the time. Lies beneath a candy shop in the neighborhood area, owned by the Delgados, named Julio and Margarita. Julio and Margarita are husband and wife. They've been married for a very long time. They have 4 children together. The first 3 were daughters, and then the last child was a son. Their oldest daughter, Maria Delgado, who is right now in San Francisco studying to be a nurse. While she's studying to be a nurse, the other 3 decided to stay and help out with their family and the rest of the other people. Customers been coming and going to buy a lot of candies, treats, nothing but a smell of chocolate, candies, sugar cookies, and ice cream all over. One particular man named Luis Delgado, Margarita and Julio's last child, who is their first and only son. However, he was a very nice person, really loyal to a lot of people. A lot of customers have no doubt everyone ask him every day, "Hey, where's Luis Delgado?" They'll responded, "He's right there." Luis always gentle with a smile, shaking everyone's hand and greeting to himself and greeting with new people. Not just he's also a favorite to his parents, but his sisters as well. Although him and his sisters have their downfall moments, but most of the time, they always have their great relationship, especially that both of his sisters have children. His 2 sisters, named Lisa and Patricia, who are the only 2 siblings out of 4, have children. They have a bunch of nieces and nephews. One particular niece that Luis loves to get along with is his favorite, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Delgado is a 6-year-old little girl who loves hanging out with her uncle Luis. They've been playing along. Luis always have fun jokes with her, including one of Elizabeth's favorite moments that made her mother very more happy, face painting her uncle. Elizabeth is a very kind and sweetheart. She loves playing along with her cousins, but none other compares her uncle Luis. Although that Lisa is the only one that's been divorced from her late husband, meanwhile Patricia is still married with Mark. Mark does come along and help out every day. Meanwhile, Lisa also has a boyfriend from a different relationship. His name is Austin. Austin and Mark always come every time to help out, and they love helping out with the Delgado family. One particular day that this will change the family, including Luis, for the rest of his life. On this day, in the particular day, during the candy shop, there were so many customers. Everybody's coming and going. They were so crowded that it was so hard for them to keep in task. Meanwhile, the nieces and nephews of Luis Delgado are playing around everywhere, running around the shop while people are shopping. One day, Luis had an idea. He decided to talk to his mother by telling her, "What if I can take the park right across the street where we usually go?" The mother accepted, so she let her daughters know. The sisters told Luis what to do and how to take care of them. Luis says, "Relax, I got this. I know what I'm doing." Lisa says, "Please be careful, because remember, I don't want anything to happen to my child. If anything happens..." "Yes, yes, yes," Luis says, "I got you. I promise we will get home before dawn." Luis decided to bring all his nieces and nephews to go outside the park. Meanwhile, that the parents, Luis's sisters, and their boyfriends decided to start helping out with more customers while everyone needs to come and go. During the park, all the children were playing around. They were having a good time. They were sliding on the swing set, going up and down the playground, including playing in the sandbox. One day, Elizabeth decided to play around with her uncle by jumping on top of him. Louis said, "Elizabeth, stop," he said, laughingly. "All right, Elizabeth, just chill," he said. Elizabeth was happy, smiling, wanted to play with her uncle, but Louis wasn't being that aggressive. He loves Elizabeth so much. Although he does, even though she's like a daughter to him, but he had to keep an eye on every kid. While he was trying to push her away, not aggressively but gently, a nearby park ranger named Sam Wilson heard a commotion, looking the whole thing in his binoculars, seeing what is going on. In Sam Wilson's eyes, he thinks that Louise was inappropriately touching Elizabeth. Sam Wilson decided to confronted Louise. "Hello there, sir," he said. Hi," said Louise. "How can I help you, sir?" "I see that you're touching this little girl. Are you?" Louise says, "No, not really. This is just my niece. She was just fooling around." "Ah, I see, Sam Wilson. I see. Well, may I see your ID or anything like that?" There's a problem?" Louise confused. "Well," he said firmly, Sam Wilson, "I don't know. Don't know what's going on. It's just that the way I see it, you're being not nice to this little girl." "What are you talking about?" said Louise. "This is just my niece. We were just having fun. I'm just keeping an eye on my niece and nephews. I work across the street from the park, that candy shop." "Oh, okay," said Sam. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day." As Sam Wilson walked away, Louis was confused. He decided to brush it off while keeping an eye on his niece and nephews. Elizabeth was kind of confused.
"Uncle Luis,"
she said, firm as scared.
"what was that?"
"I don't know," he said firmly. "Well, whatever it is, Elizabeth, don't worry about it. Just go play outside. Just forget about it." As everything brushed it off, a while later, Sam was still convinced. He decided to call the police. He went to his office and decided to call 911. Minutes later, 2 police cars arrived, named Sergeant James Nicole and Lieutenant Austin Smith of the Los Angeles Sheriff's County. They confronted Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson was the one that called the police. "Hello there, sir," he said, one of the officers. "What is going on?" Sam Wilson explained that there's a man out there who supposedly he looks like he's touching this innocent little girl. The sheriffs were confused, because to their eyes, Louise doesn't seem like a guy who was hurting the little girl. He was just watching her. The 2 officers came in. They decided to confront Louise. "Hello there, officers," he said firmly. "Hello, Sergeant James Nicole, and this is Lieutenant Austin Smith of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. We want to ask, do you know this little girl?" "Yes, officers," he said firmly. "This is my niece. We were just, she was just playing around, and I'm just watching my niece and nephews. We work at the candy shop right across the street over there." The officers were really confused, that they didn't know what to believe. "Oh, okay. Well, you're not in trouble," one of them said firmly. We just want to make sure that everything's all good and stuff like that. So if you don't mind, can you stick around right here? You can still watch your nieces and nephews, because we're just a little confused to confirm our investigation." Luis was so confused and worried that he thought the park ranger got him accused and got him into trouble. Luis asked one of the officers, "Is that okay if he can go to a nearby payphone to call his father?" The officers accepted his request, saying, "Yes, go for it. You can call your father and see what's going on." During inside the phone call, the telephone rang. Austin already answered the phone. Luis told him to put his dad on the phone. Julio got the phone. Luis explained what was going on and everything. Julio was shocked. He told the family to watch the shop for a minute because something's not right, while everything was too busy, even though they're going lesser and lesser customers. Margarita decided to talk to her husband, Julio, saying, "What is going on?" Julio explained, "It's Luis. He's in trouble by the police and this park ranger accused him of something, so I gotta get to the bottom of it. Julio, with his father instincts, decided to walk across the street and head to the park. He saw his pale son looking all scared and shaken. "Luis," he asked, "what is going on?" Luis explained what is going on and what is the park ranger doing, and he got in trouble by 2 sheriff's department even though he's not arrested. Julio was convinced, so he decided to confront both sheriffs and Sam Wilson. As Sam Wilson and the sheriffs are talking, Julio introduced himself as saying, "I am this boy's father. What is going on?" They explained what was going on, everything. Julio explained, "What are you talking about? This is my son. He would never hurt anyone, not even his niece. That's my granddaughter. My granddaughter and him always get along all the time." Sam responded, "I saw what I just saw. Your son was inappropriately touching this little girl. I have a duty to serve to protect monsters like him." Julio was not very pleased with the park ranger saying. In his rage, he wanted to get his hands on the park ranger, knowing he couldn't because he was also accused of so many times when he was serving his time in jail. Thankfully, one of the sheriffs decided to ask Sam Wilson to head down to his office if he has surveillance camera that day. Sam Wilson says, Yes, I do. I'm going to prove to you if it's true or not." While walking to Sam Wilson's office, Sam Wilson, Julio Delgado, including the 2 sheriffs, decided to walk inside, while Julio told Luis to wait outside and look after the niece and nephews. Inside the office, Sam Wilson tried to prove everything that Luis what he did was not okay. Meanwhile, Julio is not buying it. He believes his son will never do something like this. During the surveillance camera, everything was so static that they couldn't see well. The officers are so confused. One of them believes that it doesn't seem right or doesn't look well or something. The other couldn't tell what's the body language or everything. At this point, everyone was confused. So was Julio and Sam Wilson. Although mostly Sam Wilson, in his eyes, he still believes that he can prove that Luis is a terrible person. As everything is still staticky, Sam Wilson decided to go outside to take a restroom break. Meanwhile, he told one of the sheriff's deputy to go or to how to rewind and how to forward it or to pause the videos. As Sam showed him the way it goes, he decided to walk outside, head down to the restroom to use a restroom break. Meanwhile, Luis was outside still waiting, even though there's something he's still a little confused. The nieces and nephews are watching, looking pale. Luis went from happy, from scared, now to anger to rage. He saw Sam Wilson stepped out of the restroom. He decided in his rage, decided to confront Sam Wilson. "Hey!" he said with an anger in his voice. Sam looked and he saw Luis Delgado. Sam looked so scared and worried that not just in his eyes Luis is a terrible person, but he didn't notice in his eyes that he thinks that Luis is a violent person. Luis confronted him aggressively, telling him, "Let me tell you something. You don't accuse people. You don't do that type of stuff. And also, I never will ever touch my niece. If you have a problem with that, you should confront me face to face. You don't put the sheriffs or anyone involved because that's on you. You're the biggest problem, you freaking moron." Sam was so scared. He decided to say, okay, and he decided to walk away while looking scared. As he tried to walk away, Luis, in his rage, decided to pummel and attack Sam Wilson. "Help! Help!" screamed Sam. The 2 sheriffs heard the commotion, including Julio. They ran outside, they grabbed Luis and placed him handcuffs and placed him under arrest. Luis Delgado, one of the sheriffs, says, while reading his Miranda rights, he said this, "You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be against you in the court of law. Do you understand these rights?" Luis went from anger to sad, scared in his tearfulness. He said, "Yes, I understand." His nieces and nephews, including Elizabeth, were crying rapidly as they see their precious uncle getting arrested right in front of them and traumatizing, also scared. Julio was in his rage and so shocked, didn't know what to do. "He's the one that should be arrested," said Luis. "He lied about me." "Luis," said his father sternly, "calm down. We're going to sort things out, okay? Don't resist, my son. We're going to see what we're going to do, okay? You're going to be okay. Just listen to what the officers told you." After Luis was placed inside behind of the police car, he was taken to jail. Julio did not say much or did not even look at Sam Wilson while the paramedics were taking a look at him. As Julio Delgado went inside the candy shop, looking so pale with his grandsons and his granddaughters, his daughters and his wife were looking at him, looking so pale, and they're all traumatized. The daughters went to their children, hugging them, and they're all crying and scared. Margarita frantically looked at her husband's eyes, saying, "Julio, where's Luis?" As Julio explained what happened, Margarita broke down, saying, "No, no, not my baby, not my baby, not my baby, no." Julio decided to grab his wife, hugging her, saying, "Honey, there's nothing we can't do about it, okay? We don't know what's his bail. We gotta get him out. We gotta get him out. Let's go find him. We need to get him out as soon as possible." "There's nothing we can do," he said firmly. "I was told by the sheriffs he's gonna have to stay in that jail for the next 3 days.
3 days? How he's gonna do it? He may be 20, but he's just a child. He's my baby."
"I know," he said firmly. "Like I say, we had to wait till this 3rd day comes. We will find out to see what's going on." Inside of the jail, Luis Delgado was booked. He did not like it so much. He said everything was nothing but hell for him. He hated it so much that he never made contact with any inmates, and he was afraid to contact any of them. Everyone was being loud, banging the walls, including the bars are so rusted. Luis, all he just do was going through depression and begin to cry, thinking that his life was over. He hated it so much. He didn't want it to be here. And he said to himself, "What did I do to deserve all of this? What did I do? Maybe I do deserve all of this, or maybe not. Or why? Why does this keep happening to me? What did I do?" Thankfully, 3 days have just passed. He is allowed to go home. After his post bail, when he went inside that house into his candy shop, even though they have a home, they live inside the candy shop right upstairs. Luis asked his father, telling him, "What are we going to do?" He said firmly. Julio responded, "We're going to fight this, son, okay? We're not going to let them take you away. All right?" Luis was so pale. He was so traumatized about the jail and how nasty, how irritated, including can see rats, roaches everywhere, and how nasty, disgusting human beings are inside the jail. It was not fun for him. Thankfully, a week bypassed. The family decided to hire an attorney because Luis has to make a court hearing whether they're going to have to take him away or not, even if he was accused for touching Elizabeth. They made a nice lawyer. His name was Michael Rex. The family introduced themselves, including Luis. Michael Rex was a very nice lawyer. He is also ahead of his time, including that he's trying to become one of the biggest lawyers in Pomona. As the family went through the case of what's going on, Michael Rex told him this: "I'm going to fight for it, okay? We're going to see what I can do." Michael Rex investigate everywhere around the park. As he went through the park, including he has the copy from a surveillance video, although he was told that he was not allowed to get in contact with Sam Wilson, same as Luis. As also Luis was also told that to stay away from the park and stay away from Sam Wilson. As Michael Rex went through everything, including his higher-ups and his biggest attorneys, including his bosses, one day Michael Rex decided to go back to the house, telling Luis and the Delgados to what to do and how we're going to work this out. He also made a request that Luis is allowed to step out of Pomona while the investigation is going, but as long as he's not out of the country, as long as he stays away from the park. The family were talking to themselves, what if we send him to San Francisco with our older daughter? So one day Julio decided to make a phone call to his oldest daughter named Maria. Maria is the oldest daughter to them. She is also living in San Francisco, trying to be a nurse down at the University of San Francisco. At the time when Maria answered, they had a great relationship between Luis and Maria. Julio explained what happened and what was going on with Luis. Maria decided, "Yes, of course," she said firmly. "I would love to have him in my house." As Luis decided to pack up to start going to San Francisco to see his sister Maria, he decided to start packing while his mother, Margarita, was looking at him, packing. Luis looked at his mother, saying, "I don't want to go, but I understand why." His mother responded, "It's okay, Luis. Don't worry. We're gonna get this through together, okay? We got you, son." During the flight, Luis was looking at the outside of the sky of San Francisco. He said to himself, the world was looking so pale, including the sight, the sound of San Francisco, especially seeing the Golden Gate Bridge and everything like that. After his flight, he decided to take the cab, head straight forward to see his sister, Maria. Luis hadn't seen Maria for the last several months because due to the fact that she left for university. As he went outside in the front door of the porch of her house, Maria opened the door saying,
"Welcome to my house, Luis. I know it's not Pomona, but we can get this through, okay?"
Luis decided to hug his sister. Haven't seen her in a while. It feels like hugging someone that he hasn't seen for a very long time. While inside in the house, enjoying Maria's homemade cooking meal and everything, and talking with his sister, it's been of a lifelong dream for Luis to hang out with his older sister. However, although that his mind was stuck on that, his mind couldn't stop thinking about his court hearing, knowing that he will be gone away from his family for a long time and be sent to prison for his accused of something he didn't do. Maria explained,
"It's okay, Luis. We're gonna get this through, alright? We know we're gonna prove your innocence and we're gonna show that you didn't do it."
Luis looked so pale, thinking that he gave up on himself. One day Maria grabbed this old notebook that she had for a very long time that she hasn't been used, decided to give it to Luis.
"Let me tell you something, Luis," she said firmly. "I did this when I was younger, and when I was going through depression, there's a thing called poetry. I got into it because of my 5th grade teacher, and she's the main reason why I'm here today because I gave up so many things in life. Maybe it can help you too."
Luis looked at the poetry, writing something about his story and about the landscape of the fall of the areas. "These poems," he said, "was talking to me. I don't know how it can work."
Maria explained, "Poetry can help you some tough times. It helped me. Maybe it can help you too."
As one day during the night, Luis was still doing poetry, but his mind was still stuck. Maria woke up in a sad depression, crying, hearing from the living room. It was her brother. Luis began to cry, knowing that this is his last time and thinking that it could be his last day and he'll be going to prison. Maria, dreadfully looking at his eyes, hugging her brother, saying,
"It's okay, Luis. Tough times can happen. Life is not perfect. Life cannot be good. But no matter what, we can make it through."
"I don't know," he said firmly. "I don't know what to do, Maria," he said. "I feel like my life is over for some stupid thing just because of this stupid guy accusing me for what I did to Elizabeth. It's not right, man. Not right." Luis broke down in tears, crying on the shoulder of his sister's arms. Maria shed a little bit of tears, trying to confront Luis, saying, "It's gonna be okay, alright? Just don't let it hit you." After several weeks, Luis is trying to go back to South for the trial. He hugged Maria and saying, "Thank you, Maria. You're very helpful. I wish you can come see me, down south, but I understand you got a lot of things to do."
"It's okay, Luis," Maria smiled. "Remember, don't let it hit you and keep writing those poetries. It's gonna change your life for good."
After hugging her, heading down to the airport in the taxi cab, while Maria closed the door, she began to sob and cry, knowing that she doesn't know it could be the last time she'll see Luis while being handcuffed, going in orange suit, heading to prison. She prayed to God, saying, "God, Lord, please help me, help Luis, help his soul, please, don't let him take away from us, please." After his long flight from San Francisco heading down to Pomona, the trial begins. Members of the juries, onlookers, including journalists and news medias everywhere, was going around the courtroom seeing what's going on, including the Delgado family, who declined to be offered to be interviewed by the news media. As they're inside the courthouse, the judge says, "All rise," from the jury. Everybody sit down, without a silent. And it's none other than Judge Jerry Allen. Judge Jerry Allen said this. "All right, everybody, you all may seat it," he said firmly. "Luis Delgado," he says, "you're charged of supposedly touching a little girl, and you're also charged with being assault." "Your Honor," said Michael Rex, says, "my client will never do anything like this. This is just his niece. His niece noticed that they have a great relationship. I have so many witnesses." After so many witnesses everyone's talking about, Sam Wilson decided to take the stand. Sam Wilson also said, "Luis Delgado did touch that little girl inappropriately. I saw it with my own eyes, and I know that he's guilty." Michael Rex responded, "So, Mr. Wilson," he said firmly, "do you think you have any proof and evidence? Do you think that's the case to support of your evidence? Because your evidence does not add up." After so many talks and everything back and forth, everyone was talking, including the journalists, everyone, and witnesses. Michael Rex decided to pick the right people who knows Luis Delgado. Someone says he's a very nice man. He's a very loyal person, a family guy, very helpful with his family, and he, no doubt about it, one of the greatest person. Even some people, onlookers, were saying, "Please don't take him to jail. Please. He doesn't deserve it. He's not a guy that who I think he is. I know him." One day, it was time for Elizabeth to take the stance. Her mother, Lisa, Luis's sister, decided to walk with her. As Elizabeth takes the stance, everyone wants to listen to Elizabeth's story. "Elizabeth," said Michael Rex, says, "can you tell us about your Uncle Luis?" Elizabeth responded, "I love my Uncle Luis," she said firmly. "We played games together. We had so much fun. Like, literally." Michael Rex asked, "Elizabeth, did Luis touch you inappropriately?" Elizabeth says, "No, that never happened. It was my fault," she said firmly. "I would never, ever thought my uncle would do something like this. Never." She broke down in tears, pleading the court, saying, "Please, please," she's saying firmly, "don't take my uncle away. He would never do that. I cannot live anyone else but my uncle. Please." As she started crying, tears coming out of her eyes, Lisa hugged her daughter, saying, it's okay, baby, it's okay." While looking at it, Luis also broke down in tears too, seeing that nice, sweet, innocent little girl, his niece, was dragged into something that she didn't deserve to be in. And Luis sometimes said to himself, "It's not your fault." During the trial, everyone was talking, onlookers, they're trying to figure out what's the case going. As the judge decided to verbally to make the case, it's time to read the verdict. Before the verdict, Michael Rex had this idea and something that caught his attention's eyes. "Your Honor," he says, "I have new evidence that I want to show you that something does not add up right." Judge Jerry Allen said, "Proceed, Mr. Rex." As Mr. Rex, or Michael Rex, the lawyer, decided to show the video, but in the staticky version, there's a crucial evidence. He had one of the men who is a body language expert to see what's going on and seeing something that caught everyone's eyes. "See, if you look at this," he says firmly, "Luis did not touch Elizabeth inappropriately. He was just trying to be gentle with her. And it doesn't add up for this." Everyone was shocked and gasped. Everyone was going because they know this something doesn't add right to Sam Wilson's case. As everyone looked, even the judge himself decided to put his glasses down, look it with his bare eyes, saying that this does not add up, and this is also proof to make sure that Luis is an innocent man. Michael Rex pointed at Sam Wilson, look at him, saying, "They're not going to believe you for this. You're going down for this, you dirty rat." Sam Wilson was gasped. He noticed that the evidence does not add up his story, and he noticed that there's no way he can argue with this case. After so many talks and everything, the verdict is read. One of the verdict decided to read, "Your Honor," he said firmly, we find Mr. Luis Delgado not guilty." Everyone started a cheer, including Luis, wanted to cry down in tears. "But, however," says Judge Jerry Allen, "there's also an assault charge that you assaulted this man." And everyone was gasped. knowing that he can also be going to prison for assault. "Hold on," said firmly. It was Sam Wilson. Everybody looked at Sam Wilson. "Your Honor," he said firmly, "I wanted to drop the charges. I don't want this man to go to prison. He didn't deserve it. It was my fault. I got him involved in this. I was the one that made him look like this. It was my fault. And I wanted to apologize, including to everyone." Luis was gasped and shocked what Sam Wilson would say. "Very well," said Judge Jerry Allen. After so many words and everything, Jerry Allen decided to hit the gavel, say, "Luis Delgado, I'll find you innocent, and I find your charges will be dropped." Everyone was starting to cheer, including the families in tears. Luis Delgado began to sob and crying of tears of happiness. Michael Rex, his lawyer, hugged him saying, "We did it, man! We did it! We did it, man!" And Michael Rex was also celebrating. As all the family started to celebrate, while Luis is walking to the aisle to his family, he started hugging them, including his niece Elizabeth. As he was watching everyone hugging, including everything, out of nowhere, Luis saw his oldest sister, Maria. Luis walked up to Maria and he said to her, "I knew it, you didn't give up on me. I knew it, you were going to show up." Maria says, "Never. You're my brother, Luis, and that's why I'm here for you." Maria shed some tears while happy and smiling at him, hugging each other, and decided to walk arm to arm by walking outside, seeing the bright lights of everything of the sun and a good morning. During the candy shop, all the family got together getting some ice cream from themselves for a celebration for Luis acquitted. Sam Wilson decided to walk in. Doesn't look very upset, but looked very sad and looked like he wanted to cry. As he walked to the family gave him the dirty look, but not Luis. All he just did was look pale. "Luis," he said, "I'm sorry, okay? I don't hate you. What I did, I made a bad mistake. It was my fault. I am super sorry. Can you please forgive me?" he said. Luis says, "I forgive you. Here, take this letter." While Luis gave the folded piece of paper inside of Sam Wilson's hand, it read, "Never give up on everything, something that you have accomplished." Something that Sam looked at it as he smiled with his tears coming out of his eyes as he walked away from the candy shop. Throughout the years, the whole world has been changed. 1990s was becoming the past. Although the trial was been acquitted, Luis has found his new purpose. The world has once a simple place, seeing the trees and the birds sings, everything with the gift of God. Because of everything what we have seen before is something that is to accomplish for everything. His family has moved on from the candy shop throughout the years and everything like that. Luis decided to move on from everything like that. Throughout the years, he's been trying to work it out from everything like that. He wrote it in his poem about the documentary about each of his family. Lisa and Patricia has been working the candy shop for a very long time, but now they're now stay homes. Meanwhile, their husbands are working, and I know that my niece and nephews became grown-ups. My niece Elizabeth became a mother in her early 20s, had her first child, enjoying her very first child until she had multiple kids with her previous relationship. And that makes me feel like I'm very happy for my nieces and my nephews, but you can never doubt on Elizabeth. My older sister Maria became a head nurse down in the hospital down in San Francisco. Including my favorite part is every time I go to her office, she decided to stop what she's doing, put her pen down, while in her doctor uniform decided to give me a hug while I gave her something that she needed. My mom and my dad decided to move on from the shop and enjoy their retirement by moving to Miami, Florida, as they enjoyed their retirement in their old senior citizen age. Me, I became a head role of a head counselor down at the University of Las Vegas, Nevada, and even though that I do love to see the bright lights of the city of Las Vegas, but it can never be compared as the beautiful trees of the sight of sound of California. As long as my family are still around, we always still remember to be unified as one that we always will support no matter what throughout the entire time. Wow, that was really powerful, especially the ending. I mean, it could get me a little emotional when I hear this. That's just me. I don't know about you guys. Anyways, hope you guys like the story. Make sure you hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also thank you for 1,000 subscribers. You guys have no idea how far I work it out and everything. Anyways, this is AALS3179. Hopefully everyone has a good day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry about my speech problem because I usually record my videos only in mornings because, that way everybody's asleep so you guys don't have to hear no noise in the background. That's me. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.